Sri Lanka is an amazing country. It is full of natural beauty, historical significance, rich culture, friendly and hospitable people, and a wide range of entertainment and refreshment. My Sri Lanka tour was full of everything. Unfortunately, I am not a good photographer, videographer, or editor, and I am not good at explaining everything. However, I am trying to show what I did and enjoyed there. I went to Sigiriya, one of the top heritage sites to visit in Sri Lanka. It is an ancient rock fortress located in the northern Matale district near the town of Dambulla in the central province. It is not so far from the Dambulla cricket stadium. It is very beautiful, but physically exhausting. We did not know that before. If we had known, we might have had a different plan from the beginning. The place's name means the Lion Rock. King Kashyapa built it between 477 AD and 495 AD. We started from our hotel in Kandy. It was about 100 kilometers or 60 miles from our hotel, a 3-hour journey. Do not get fooled by the distance. Though Sri Lanka's roads are well maintained, they are narrow, and enough vehicles always occupy the roads, so you cannot drive more than 40-50 kilometers or around 30 miles per hour. We started around 9 a.m. and reached there around 12 p.m. Our driver asked if we needed any umbrellas and then he could provide them, but we refused. The weather was nice and warm. While traveling in December, we expected cold weather, but the temperature was around 27 degrees Celsius or 80 degrees Fahrenheit. The sky was clear and sunny, so we refused. Then he said to be careful about monkeys. There are a lot of monkeys in there, and they usually snatch away bags, food, and mobile phones. But he forgot to mention one thing, which we suffered later. We purchased the entry ticket. It was nice to see that you can pay with a card at every tourist site in Sri Lanka. First, we entered the museum. It was filled with all the collections from Sigiriya. There were human remains, pottery of that era, some large statues, sculptures, metal tools, etc. Most of the statues and sculptures are for religious purposes. But my personal favorite was an ornament from that time. It was magnificent. But I love the frescoes. Those were mind-blowing. And how did those still survive? I am really surprised. I must change my home color every 5 to 7 years, and those paintings were hundreds of years old and still perfect. After seeing those, we left the museum and headed towards the rock fortress. We thought it would take about 30 minutes to walk to the top. Boy oh boy, we were so wrong. The entry area is so beautiful and well maintained. It was green and everything was so clean. Even the leaves from the trees were removed perfectly. We just spotted a street salesman trying to sell woodcraft to the tourists. But interestingly, that was the only one I have seen there. No other hassles we usually face in tourist spots. That is what I liked most about Sri Lanka. No tourist hassles. We started climbing, but then we realized we had not brought any water with us. The steps were physically demanding, and we were not physically fit enough to do such a physical workout. We climbed for about 30 minutes, which felt like ages, and finally reached the Lion's Foot area. There we sat and took some rest. I checked the altitude and it was almost 300 meters. Fortunately, there were public water supplies we could drink from. Then again, we started climbing and reached the top about 20 minutes later. Walking on a curving road is different, but climbing stairs is quite challenging. However, finally, we reached the top and saw the ancient fortress structures. I am always surprised how on top of hills, the water system worked in ancient times as there were no pumps to pull it up. But here, they dug a pool to harvest and reserve rainwater. Such an easy solution for such a complex problem. Many tourists were roaming around the fortress area. I was roaming there too. From that height, you could see long distances. From there, I understood the significance of that location. From the top, you could see the enemy force from kilometers away and prepare to defend against them. Then I saw some cairn, or rock stacking, made by some people. It looks beautiful up there. But the most interesting thing I saw was a guy proposing to his girlfriend. It was a beautiful scene. Unfortunately, his friends were busy taking their own photos, so I took some. After the girl accepted the proposal, all their friends gathered to congratulate them. I was planning to ask his phone number and share the photo with him, but at that moment my driver called, said we were running late for the Kandy cultural program, and asked us to come quickly. As we were both busy, I didn't get a chance to do so. Getting down was easy everywhere in life, so we got down within 25 minutes. Down there, I saw a monitor lizard roaming around and took some pictures of it. Then we rushed to the car to get back to Kandy as soon as possible. That was another story. To get that story, don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you enjoyed this video, like and share.